Pogba back straight into your team?
Layout track.
What's happening, Mad Reds? Welcome to the video. Welcome to a look ahead towards Europa League. This weekend, Everton away, everything. Let's break down what's happened over the weekend, what is going on at United at the moment, and let's just have a little bit of a catch up. Obviously, main topic is around Paul Pogba today. I'm going to do a video basically from what I tweeted out the other day. Actually, got quite a lot of feedback on people's opinions on your best midfield if we get everyone fit. We know Rashford's out for the season, so the forward line pretty much speaks for itself. We've got the option of Regalo now, which has obviously helped out, but there is a midfield conundrum now. Obviously, we've seen McTominay come back at weekend. We know that Pogba's back at Carrington training now. He's earmarked the derby as his return date. So the question is, do you bring him straight back into your team, or have you just decided that Pogba doesn't fit back into United at all now? We've got used to playing without him. Is he just going to come and upset the apple cart? We have had a couple of good results recently. It does look like there's a bit of a vibe, a decent vibe going around United. Or is it simply Pogba is too good to not put back into this team? If you put a Pogba alongside a Bruno, then you're talking a different ball game altogether. If Pogba wants to play and if Pogba is on song next to Bruno Fernandes already doing what he's doing, does it make United better, or does it take the shine off Bruno? And I think he has got the capabilities to play alongside better players. He is used to running the team, and what he did at Sporting, he was at Sporting and was the main man. He literally, everything went through Bruno Fernandes for Sporting Lisbon, and he was their linchpin, their solid foundations to everything that was right in that club and that team at the time. He's coming to United and it looks like he's done pretty much exactly the same thing. He is top dog in my eyes already. He's running the show. He's been here for 2 minutes and he's already our best player. Says everything. So you got to give credit for United for actually getting the player in of that quality. So what I'm trying to say is, does Bruno Fernandes play better with better players? We've seen him play for Portugal, although he hasn't been sort of, well, thrust into the limelight yet with Portugal. Not with Ronaldo around. He's still never going to be top dog with Ronaldo around. So he has played alongside decent players. I'm not saying that the players at Sporting weren't decent. They were probably average for what is the Portuguese league, which isn't that great. We knew Bruno had something. What I'm saying is Bruno, with a team that he is carrying, a team that is being built around him, which pretty much was at Sporting and looks like it is being at United at the moment, does Pogba coming into that change things? Or has Bruno got the capabilities to actually adapt to another world-class player when he is on his day, Pogba that is, and make it work and find a new way of playing? I'm not going to say new way in terms of how he plays, but can Ole then mix both of them players together? Does Bruno stick to that number 10 role and Pogba play behind him? Vice versa. I mean, we've seen what Bruno's done in that advanced midfield role at Watford and at Chelsea. When through the game, he just got better and better and better. And now we're looking like we've got a player that's adapted to the Premier League instantly and could literally save our season. Is anything like Pogba coming back in going to change anything? We've had a good sort of rapport between Fred and Matic at the moment, so is that going to get ruined? I mean, some players recently have played the best that they've played for United, and that I'm talking about Matic and Fred. McTominay earlier in the season was playing the best he's played. Are their best just good? And are we accepting that that is just good enough for Manchester United? And do we just stick with that, hoping that they're going to get even better? Or do we put renowned, world-class, world-beating players, which Pogba is on his day, straight back into the team and accept that we are United? And we need to not be accepting the likes of Scott McTominay, who has been good, and I'm not saying he should be out of the team by any way means, but you've got Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba, you've got Matic, you've got Fred, you've got Scott McTominay. If Pogba comes straight back into this team, who comes out and what is your setup? I mean, I put the question out there on Twitter the other day, and the midfield three that came out most for everyone, and there was quite a few different combinations, was Fred, Bruno and Pogba. Is Fred strong enough to hold that hole in front of defence on his own? That was a question that a lot of people posed to the three in midfield, Pogba, Fred and Bruno sort of combination. Do we need the two men in front of the defence? Are our defence good enough now? With Eric Bailly coming back and making us look absolutely rock solid, does that mean that we can only have one more? Does that mean we can have one holding midfield player? Does it mean that the five at the back is our best formation? Allowing the likes of Maguire to bomb forward, Luke Shaw bomb forward like he has done recently. But does that only work when we've got the likes of Bailly there and Lindelof not being as strong as Bailly? So it rolls into what is your midfield, but then again, it's like I said, in the thumbnail there, in the actual title, how does Ollie play it? I think that's a bigger part of, does Pogba come straight back in and come into that midfield and someone drops out? I think it all depends on the formation that we play, because we've seen the best of some players in certain formations. I think Maguire, he plays miles better with the five, knowing that he's got the little bit of speed and pace around him, gives him the chance to maraud forward like he used to do when he was at Hull, when he was at Leicester, and he was brilliant at it. And he's seen his confidence has come right back up now. He had a bit of a dip, to be honest, I thought, about halfway through the season. Now he's coming back to what I think was his best football when he was playing for Leicester and Hull, where his confidence on the ball, his passing. Yeah, he's made the odd mistake, but it's when you make a mistake and you accept it, get on with it, and just make sure it doesn't happen again, which he has done. He did that against Watford at weekend, early doors, but he still looks very, very confident. And I'm thinking, in that formation, the right one, then how do you play your midfield? Then you've got a conundrum, haven't you? You can still play the three, like the Christmas tree. You could still play the three in midfield and then the two forward players. Does that take all our width away? Because people will argue that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is not the best wing back. But then look what he did against Chelsea. And obviously Martial now playing like a real number 9. I know I've called him out a few times saying he wasn't a number 9, but all he had to do is what he's done the last few games. And I've said it plenty of times. So the formation is suiting a lot of players. The Bruno being in the team is making a lot of players play an awful lot better. With Pogba coming in, it's got to be better, surely. You've got to make that work. That midfield changes everything for me. If you've got a Bruno and a Pogba feeding the likes of Martial, Igalo, you've got Greenwood coming on, who's over a dozen goals already this season now. James played better. I know his critics are still there. He wasn't fantastic, but he had one of his better games, I thought, for the standard that he is, which is a player who should never have been starting every game for United this season. Albeit from his brilliant start that he had, I don't think he would have been. He's just a player that needs to adapt and needs to get better. His end product will become better, I'm sure of it. But he's a player there that is looking a little bit better with the likes of Bruno around as well. Bruno is literally telling him what he is doing on the pitch, and he can only learn from it, and he can only get better. He's not going to get worse with the likes of Bruno playing in the same team. So that is the main question. Going forward, who is your midfield? How would you play the defence? What formation would you play? And then going into next season, we've got the likes of Rashford coming back, and then whoever else we buy in the summer. If Pogba goes, that changes things again, obviously. But what do you do from there? What do you do right now with what we've got? That's the question I'm asking. Who is your formation? Your team? Who plays at the back? Do we play Bailly over Lindelof? Does Pogba come straight in? And that's your killer question. That's what I'm posing to you, and that's what I want you to comment below and let me know how you feel. Does Pogba come straight back in? How does he adapt and work in a formation alongside Bruno? Because Bruno is our man now, let's be honest. He is our best player right now. So we cannot upset anything there in terms of playing Bruno in stupid formations. So this is where it's important, and why I've stated in the thumbnail about Ollie getting this right and how he's going to play it. He has to get it bang on. How would you do it? That's the question I'm posing. That's what I want you to answer right now. Looking ahead towards Europa League as well now. Thursday night, Bruges. I fully expect United to see the job out, as long as we keep the likes of Dennis the Menace, who was the only real threat, to be honest, in that game for Bruges. I don't think they've got anything else. I do think we'll cruise through and get into the last 16. I still think top 4 should be United's main priority now. I really do. Now that we're in 5th, they're 3 behind Chelsea. Chelsea are not pulling up trees, but Europa League's here. We have to play the game. So who plays? Does Greenwood come straight in for you on this game after his performance at weekend? Do we play a strong team, just get it out of the way? Because we've got games coming up every single week now. But Sunday against Everton is a massive one, a massive game. It could scupper the whole top 4 race. These are the games now, it's the 3 wins in a row that we're looking for. Can we finally get 3 wins in a row in the Premier League? That's the one, that's the question. The Premier League has to be priority and more important. We've got enough there in our squad. We've got a McTominay who could play on Thursday night. Matic could play. Then you could have Fred in the midfield with Bruno, and you know McTominay would play. He needs game time, so play McTominay against Bruges, see how he comes through it. Rest Matic. If you have to bring Matic back for a weekend, you have to bring him back for Everton. I don't see an issue with that right now. Is Mata going to come into the game on Thursday night? Can we rest a few players now? We've got a few players coming back from injury. Are we going to give Bailly a bit more game time? That's the question. Is Bailly going to come in, or is Bailly more important for the Premier League now? I think after the performance against Chelsea that Bailly is our number 1. I don't know if he had a little bit of a knock or was a little bit unfit. I think he was on the bench for Watford at weekend, but I'm hoping that he is going to be United's main partner with Maguire. That's my opinion. You may differ, let me know obviously in the comments below, but I just see this as a chance now just to rest a few players, especially for a big game against Everton at weekend. You know what, they're going to have the whole week to prepare for this, and we're going to have this whole Sunday, Thursday night garbage again. Is it going to hamper the Premier League? Because let's be honest, we all want to be in that top 4 of the Premier League and really be in the Champions League next season on merit, not through the back door in the Europa League, because I just think the Europa League spoils the season. Or is that just me after watching Mourinho do it and making all the excuses and coming across as a bad egg and a bad influence on the rest of the team? Because while we were doing that run through the Europa League with Mourinho in charge, it was simply just a case of Mourinho was making excuses for poor performances in the Premier League because he was going all in on the Europa League. In the end, he got away with it because we went through and we had a really easy run going through to the final and an easy final. But I just think that the Europa League gets in the way, I really do. But it's here, we got to play it. So who do you pick? Who do you play in that team? Do you rest players for Everton? Or do you just go full strength now? Because there's been times this season when we've tried to rest players and then we've gone to the weekend in the Premier League and we've been absolutely garbage anyway. So do you just play the same team? Do you just play the strongest team and let them see the season out now? Has the winter break been enough for a lot of these players? 2 weeks off, playing no matches. Is that what we've needed? Because we've come back looking like a better team, let's be honest. So far, so good. So let me know, who is your team? Do you bring Pogba in? This going through to the end of the season now. Comment below, let me know. Do you rest players for the Europa League? Do you give players a chance to come back? We've got some players that need games, like I said, McTominay and Bailly. Or do you go full in, full bore? What do you say? Let me know, let me know. Anyway, that's it for this little roundup video. I've got loads coming up at weekend. We've got a full road trip video with, I think there's 5 of us going to Everton at weekend, all in the same bus. So should be an interesting fans view on Sunday. It is a huge game. I'll do a preview video before the game as well around weekend time. But obviously, it's going to be mainly based around the Europa League on Thursday. Fans view will be back tomorrow. We'll be at the game tomorrow. Don't forget to tune into that one. Watch out for the fan cams on the United stand. And obviously weekend is a big one and there's plenty going on there as well. Give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification button because there's loads of videos coming up. You don't want to miss, especially weekends one. It's going to be a ball. Anyway, people, that's it for today. Take it easy. I will see you later. Enjoy the game tomorrow night. Don't forget, tune into Fans View. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.